Good morning, and welcome to Game 1 of today's Saturday softball series between the visiting Claremont Mudscripts Athenas and the hosting University of Laverne Leopards. We're here at Campus West Softball Field, and my name is Taylor Fukunaga, and I'm here with my broadcasting partner, Layla Elsaba. And Layla, how are we feeling about today's series?
Super excited to see what these two teams have to show today. I mean, they played yesterday. Laverne did win 3-2 in a very scrappy, it was a very close game. And I'm just super excited to see how these teams will finish off their regular season with the SCIAC tournament coming up.
Me too. And since we're nearing the end of the SCIAC regular season, of course it makes sense to, look at what the SCIAC standings look like. So far we have Redlands at the #1 seed, Chapman coming in at second, Pomona Pitzer at third, and there we go. We have Laverne coming in at fourth, Whittier at fifth, CMS at sixth, Cal Lutheran at seventh, and lastly Occidental at eighth. And of course we have some amazing players to watch today. Number one being 11, Allison Gutierrez for the Leopards. 49 at bat so far in the season and an impressive 347 batting average, Layla.
Next player to watch for this Leopards team is number 2, Kylie Knight, with 109 at-bats and a .330 batting average.
And moving on to players to watch for CMS today, we have number 8, third baseman Rachel Saperstein. 1 of 4 at bats on the season, .327 batting average, and bringing in a total of 16 runs and 34 hits for the Athenas.
Another player to look out for the CMS team is number 11, Alex Woodmeyer, with 84 at-bats and .357 batting average, 13 runs and 30 hits.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Campus West here at the University of Laverne for today's
Both of these
SCIAC
squads are
softball
getting
matchup
ready for some optimal
featuring the
gameplay,
visiting
Layla. I'm really
Claremont
excited.
Mudscripts
Both of these squads also
and
had their senior
your
days
University of
recently,
Laverne
so that's very exciting. As a
Leopards.
senior, I feel a little bit emotional myself, but
It is
it's a beautiful
responsibility
Saturday
of the
morning
SCIAC,
here.
University
I'm
of
ready for
Laverne,
some
and the NCAA
really good
to promote good
gameplay, and these are
sportsmanship
two very
only.
competitive
Derogatory
squads.
statements of
Too,
any
when you look at the
kind
stats on the
players,
SCIAC
coaches,
website,
officials,
a
or
lot
other
of them
fans
have
will
been
not be
racking up lots of
tolerated and
hits,
are grounds for
have been
removal.
dominating on the field,
Now,
so this should be
today's
a
starting
good
lineups.
series today.
First,
Absolutely.
CMS.
And you know what? I'm super excited to
Leading
see.
off, right fielder,
On
number
paper,
31,
this
Delaney
CMS team looks extremely
Batting second,
dominant.
third baseman, number
However,
8,
obviously we
Rachel
saw in the
Saperstein.
standings they are
Batting third,
just
first
missing
baseman, number 11, Alex
that
Woodmeyer.
SCIAC tournament seed.
Batting
And
fourth, second baseman,
I'm
number
excited to see
34,
what they
Giselle
have to
Lai.
do today. They got some work to
Batting
do.
ninth, designated player number 9, Gabby Roble. Batting 6th, left fielder number 99, Megan Coe. Batting 7th, center fielder number 23, Imani Ferris. Batting 5th, catcher number 5, Murda Morali. Batting 9th, shortstop number 13, Danica Sterling. And pitching for CMS, number 10, Perry Darian. The Athenas are coached by Scania Valencia, assisted by Ralph Navarro and Bert Alderetti. And now the starting lineup for your University of Laverne Leopards. Leading off, center fielder number 32, Ali Colenzo. Batting second, left fielder number 2, Kylie Knight. Batting third, first baseman number 11, Allison Gutierrez. Batting fourth, designated player number 19, Aries Alonzo. Batting fifth, shortstop number 26, Brooke Petretti. Batting sixth, third baseman number 27, Michaela Galaviz. Batting seventh, catcher number 16, Christina Lopez. Batting eighth, right fielder number 14, Annika Luna. Batting ninth, second baseman number 24, Angelina Ratzlaff. And getting the start in the circle for your Leopards, number 12, Brianna Vasquez. The Leopards are coached by Danielle Kaminaka, assisted by Sydney Rasmussen, Renee Quintero, and Ashley Meza. At this time, we invite you to please rise to the table, remove your caps, and join us in the playing of our national anthem.
Layla, you can
Once
see a
again,
lot
welcome
of
to the
this
University of
pre-game
Laverne,
energy. You can
and
tell
enjoy
both
the
of these
game.
squads are very excited for two very great games today. And, I'm really looking forward to seeing the Leopards leave it all out on the field today. And why? Because there's no more regular season games after today. But when we took a look at their rankings, they're at number 3, right? But let's say they take both of these wins away today from CMS. They could potentially move up to second place in the SCIAC rankings.
Yeah, it's just you got to take these opportunities, and they don't come around very often. And I think that Laverne has a very great opportunity here to rank a little higher, possibly get a better seed and better chance to take this tournament.
I agree. And as the Leopards take the field, just once again in the circle for the Leopards today is Brianna Vasquez. Behind the plate is Christina Lopez. Over there at first, we have Allison Gutierrez. In the 4 spot, Angelina Ratzlaff. Coming over to short, Brooke Petretti. At third, Michaela Galaviz. Out there in left field, we have Kylie Knight. Taking over center is Ali Colenzo. And out in right field is Annika Luna.
And coming up for the Athenas, leading off, we have Delaney Stevens. On deck is Rachel Saperstein. And in the hole, Alex Wedmeyer, who has had a remarkable season, batting .357. So obviously the Athenas are gonna bring up those heavy hitters in hopes to take these two teams from the Leopards.
Agreed. And one thing I will say is Vasquez took home a win yesterday in that circle. So I know that she's already having this good pace of momentum, and she's looking to take that into today.
Leading off for CMS, number 31, Delaney Stevens.
Delaney Stevens leading off for the Athenas today here against Vasquez. Stevens showing down the bunt. And Vasquez doesn't miss that plate by too much. And she's one of the hot hands for the Leopards. She's racked up a whole bunch of awards and records so far this past season, just as a sophomore too. And one thing you'll notice about her pitching pattern is that she swiftly moves from inside, outside.
Absolutely. Being able to utilize all sides of the plate is very crucial. And as a pitcher, obviously you don't want to start off the game with a first walk. So let's see if Vasquez is able to get that strike.
Here's a 3-0 pitch. And that's going to be first walk for CMS today.
Now batting number 8, Rachel Saperstein.
And coming up is number 8, Rachel Saperstein to the box. Vasquez still looking to get that strike number 1 here on the day.
Aggressive lead there by Stevens at first.
And as a lead runner, you want to be the person to put your team on the board first. Stevens at first, Saperstein in the box. And there's strike number 1 for Vasquez.
And we talked about Vasquez using those corners, and that one was just in that corner, just enough.
Saperstein looked like she wanted that one. That was a nice change up there by Vasquez. But just missing. That's going to bring us to a 2-1 count. It's a 2-1 pitch. Comes in, she grounds it. But that's going to be just foul. And you can tell Vasquez wants to get Saperstein chasing on that one. Stevens still looking at first. Vasquez coming in with the 3-2 pitch right here. And Saperstein pops that up, but that's going to be caught by Petretti for out number 1.
A tough first out of the game, and I love the communication between
Now batting number
those
11,
fielders,
Alex
Petretti
Whitmire.
and Ratzlaff for the Leopards. You can just tell they're ready to call each other off. It really could have been either one of their balls.
Yes, especially as middle infielders. Got to make sure that effective communication is there. And coming up is Alex Whitmire, number 11 for the Athenas today. Stevens still at first with that aggressive lead, especially with Whitmire, one of the power hitters for this squad today up to bat. Nice strike in there by Vasquez.
Just a solid pitch.
And Whitmire is one of those Sky-Ike hitters that you really have to be aware of. You know, she dominates the leaderboard for batting average, triples, home runs. But she chips it. That gets to Vasquez, throws her out at first, and Stevens advances to second. But that's going to be out number 2.
This is an awkward hit there by Whitmire. I mean, just looks like she just pulled the bat a little bit. But however that advances, the runner just more in position. So right now the Athenas have a great opportunity to score first.
Up in the box is number 24, Giselle Lai. Lefty hitter today.
There's a nice spot there by Vasquez.
And here's the 0-1 pitch. She takes that to left field, but it's caught by Knight. And that's going to be out number 3.
What a play by Knight. That was awesome. Great effort, great hustle, able to get that third out.
And at the middle of the inning, the score is 0-0, fresh slate. And you're watching Sky-Ike Softball on Flow Sports and LVTV3.
This land is your land.
This land we love belongs to all of us. Yet not everyone is treated equally. Right now, millions of Americans are fighting for the things promised to all by the Constitution. Learn how the ACLU is defending the right to vote, free speech, and other civil liberties at myaclu.org.
We're coming here at the bottom of this first inning with Perry Duran in the circle for the Athenas. Morelli behind the plate. Alex Whitmire at first. Giselle Lai at second. Coming over to short, Danica Sterling. Coming over to third, Rachel Saperstein. And in the outfield, Megan Cohen left. Imani Ferris in center. And Delaney Stevens, the leadoff batter for the Athenas, in right.
And leading off for the Leopards, Ali Colenso. Then we got Kylie Knight on deck. And in the hole, Allison Gutierrez. Very aggressive top of the order here for the Leopards.
Yes, I agree. And Colenso definitely knows how to command her presence on the field. She leads the team so far with a .330 batting average. And she's, been described as one of those natural leaders on the field.
Good call there by Colenso.
Colenso's really just showing out that bunt here for first pitch. And one thing about Colenso is that she can play big ball and small ball. She knows how to have really good ball placement, and especially in this top position in the lineup, you know that she has to be really strategic here.
Not to mention, she's extremely fast.
Mm-hmm.
So if she does eventually lay down that bunt, she's going to hustle her way to first.
Exactly. That's going to give us a 1-1 count. Colenso hits that to Wedmeyer, tags her out before getting to first. And that's going to be out number 1 for CMS on the day.
And a very important out. I think Colenso, like you mentioned, she's a leader. And just making that statement of getting that first out, it means a lot for this CMS team.
Exactly. I agree. And I know that she's headed back to the dugout telling her teammates what she saw in that circle. Up next is number 2, Kylie Knight here for the Leopards. And she grounds that to Lai, but Lai doesn't throw it in time.
Amazing play by Lai. It was a great effort to make that play. Knight just ultimately beats her.
Mm-hmm. And it's those really cool diving plays that you don't get to see very often, Layla. I honestly thought it was going to get past the infield.
Yeah, seriously. But sometimes you just got to throw your glove out there, see what happens.
Exactly. And out for the Leopards is number 11, Allison Gutierrez, who actually just got her first collegiate home run against Chapman during senior day weekend. Isn't that pretty cool?
That's awesome. What a way to mark your first one.
Exactly. And you can tell Morelli's keeping a close eye on Knight over there at first. And you can tell the Leopards really want to place a whole bunch of pressure on these Athenas today.
Absolutely, especially with that SCIAC tournament coming up.
That was a nice hack by Gutierrez. Good placement by Darianne, too.
And that was a strong throw back to first. Just letting Knight know, I see you.
Mm-hmm. It's the 1-1 count for Gutierrez. And that's going to be just a little outside.
Something I've noticed gradually with seeing these Leopards play is they will, to get their timing up, they will show bunt. So not only is leadoff batter going to do that, but just continuing throughout the lineup, probably getting their timing showing bunt.
Exactly. Still a good swing attempt by Gutierrez. Morelli trying to make that throw attempt to first. And you'll notice that she has no hesitation either behind that plate.
Oh, yeah. You can't. I mean, in these situations, you have to be quick, just as quick as the runner.
And Gutierrez takes that to right, but not before it's caught by Stevens. A nice sliding basket catch over there. And that's going to be out number 2 for the Athenas.
That was a great catch. I mean, you could just tell that ball was dying. It was probably, it wasn't fully hit on the barrel, so it was just dying. The spin on that ball was a little awkward, but making that sliding catch.
Yes, exactly. And sometimes, you know, those dying balls are the ones that are harder to catch and to grab instead of the ones that are just hit with so much power. Aries Alonso in the batter's box for the Leopards. And she grounds that to Lai. And Lai tries to get Knight at second, but it gets past Sterling. And now the Leopards are on second and first.
Another diving attempt there. That was a great effort. It was bobbled a little bit, but a great heads up to go.
She grounds that to Lai. And Lai tries to get Knight.
But, you know, just in a little bit of a panic, you kind of lose that momentum. I saw the vision, though. That was a great effort by Lai. But now the Leopards got runners on first and second. So this is a great opportunity for the Leopards to jump on top.
I agree. And now we're bringing in Brooke Petretti for the Leopards, number 26. And this is prime optimal scoring opportunity for the Leopards right here. Brooke Petretti, the junior shortstop for this Leopards squad, has 15 RBIs to her name. And she's just been an all-around power hitter. She has 6 doubles, 1 triple, and 1 home run under her belt on the season so far. Very impressive.
The person you'd like to see come up in this situation, exactly.
And Petretti's just going to foul that one. That's going to give us a 1-1 count here. You have Kylie Knight on second. Aries Alonso at first. Brooke Petretti in the box. The Leopards have an opportunity to score right now. And Petretti puts her bat out for that one. Just chips it a little bit. Still stays alive in that batter's box. And Petretti hits that one back to Darrianne, brings it to Wedmeyer for out number 3. And at the end of the first inning, score is still 0-0. Knight really breaks things open for the Leopards, but she's left stranded on second. Alonso at first. But you're watching SkyX Softball on Flow Sports and LVTV3, Laverne Community Television. Here for the top of this second inning. Vasquez still in the circle. We have number 9, Gabby Robel in the box for the Athenas. She's going to pop that. Drops just shy of right field, but it's brought in safely, and that's going to keep Robel at first.
Robel had that batting average of .343, so it's a little bit of an awkward hit, but nonetheless gets it done, gets a runner on base.
Yep, it's still a hit in the books. Now we have number 99, Megan Coe. Lefty batter up for the CMS squad.
Coe has a batting average of .250 and 5 RBIs on the season.
Puts down that bunt, but it just crosses over the foul line. And this is where the Athenas are starting to play small ball. Now they have runners on base. Now they're going to try and move them over. And not necessarily through power, but through the small little hits that they can string together.
Being scrappy, especially as a team, is a very important characteristic to have.
Places down the bunt, but Vasquez gets it, throws her out at first, but Robel advances to second. And that's going to be out number 1.
Now CMS has a runner at second. Another opportunity for them to get that first run of the game. Saw this opportunity last inning, so let's see if they can do something with a runner at second.
Yep. And coming up for the Athenas is number 23, Imani Ferris.
Ferris has a batting average of .211 and 7 RBIs on the season.
That's going to be ball number 1 for Ferris. Again, you have Robel at second, 1 out. Nice pitch over there by Vasquez. And you can tell when she comes over there outside, she comes immediately hard back inside.
And we talked about utilizing both sides of the plate. Vasquez does a great job at executing that.
And you can tell she's not afraid to go inside either. And just like that.
Seemed like a very similar spot.
Yep.
Just misses that strike zone.
That's going to bring us to a 2-1 count here at this top of the second inning. Ferris is going to take that one past Ratzlaff, but Luna gets it. She's going to try to bring it in. Gets to Lopez, but Robel makes it home just in time to put the Athenas on the board first.
And that was a solid hit. Just gets down, places the ball right where you need it to bring in that run. And that throw just a little bit late. Could have very easily been cut off, thrown to second, try for that out at second to get that second out of the inning.
Exactly. You have a little timeout call here by the Leopards just to reset things. And you know what, Layla, like I said earlier, it's the top of the second inning. There's so much more gameplay left. 1 run difference isn't going to be too bad right now.
Not to mention, this is a doubleheader.
Exactly.
But focusing on one game at a time is extremely important, especially in these high intensity situations. We saw that yesterday. We had a close game, the score of 3-2. So I won't be surprised if this is going to be a battle back and forth.
Yes, I wouldn't be surprised either. Now we have Morelli. Morelli in the box for the Athenas. Ferris on second. Again, another opportunity to score for the Athenas.
Morelli has a batting average of .267 and 4 RBIs on the season.
And you can see how Vasquez is really honing in that inside spot. It's coming in with a lot of velocity and spin, too. And here's the 1-1 pitch by Vasquez. That's going to be strike number 2.
Vasquez just attacking the zone here, trying to get that second out.
And this right here is an ideal pitcher's count. And Vasquez gets her looking for out number 2.
Beautiful chase pitch Vasquez just threw to get that second out.
Exactly, and with that throwing pattern she just had, consistently going inside and then getting Morelli to chase on that outside, that was very strategic, very smart on her part. And that's going to bring at the bottom of the Athena's lineup, number 13, Danica Sterling, up to the box.
Sterling has a batting average of .240 and 7 RBIs on the season.
And you can see Vasquez slowing down the velocity and speed. That's going to bring us to a 1-1 count here. We have Ferris on second still, Sterling in the box. And see, Layla, one thing about softball is that, you know, it's a judgment call. No matter what you see as a player, at the end of the day, it's up to the umps to make the call, the final call. And that looks like Sterling won for that one.
You know, who am I to say? I'm not on the field, but that was a great attempt to check that check by Lopez. I think that was a very heads-up play. Ultimately just didn't go in the Leopards' favor.
And that's going to bring us to a 3-1 count for Sterling here at the top of the second inning. 2 outs. Beautiful inside pitch by Vasquez.
Vasquez just continuing to attack the zone.
And you can tell she's getting into a good rhythm in that circle. And now we're facing the first 3-2 count of the day. And she strikes out looking. And that's strikeout number 2 on the day for Vasquez. And you know, Layla, this was an eventful top of the second inning. You know, Cole bunts to advance Robel. Ferris is the one that breaks it open, brings in Robel to put the Athenas on the board. And of course, we have Vasquez getting her 2 Ks on the day so far.
Super important for the Leopards team. Middle of the second inning, the score is 1-0. Athenas. You're watching Skyak Softball on Flow Sports and LVTV3.
Here for the bottom of the second inning. You know, the Athenas are the first to put themselves on the board. And now we're going to see how the Leopards respond to that. Like Layla, I was telling you earlier, there's plenty of gameplay left. And we're bringing up number 27, Michaela Galaviz for the Leopards.
27, Michaela
Galaviz has a .211 batting average and 5 RBIs on the season. So looking to make things happen for her team here.
Exactly. That's going to miss just outside for Darien. Giving Galaviz ball number 1.
There's a sharp eye there by Galaviz. You never want to be too aggressive, especially coming up first in the second inning.
And Galaviz tries to swing at that just a little high.
Looked like a little bit of an off speed as well from Darien.
And you know, Layla, when you combine, you know, a change of speed with change of location, that's going to be hard to hit. And you can see Darien comes back in with that really fast velocity.
Just trying to throw off this Leopards offense. I mean, being able to go back and forth with changes in speed, it's very important.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. And Galaviz takes that to the right side. Looks like she got it on a good spot of the bat.
Just a tad bit late.
Yep. And you know, Layla, we've played softball growing up, and you can tell when it hits a good hit. You can tell by the sound, you can tell by the feel when you're in that box, so it's a really good feeling, though. And Galaviz is going to take that up the middle, but Darien gets it to throw her out at first. Just in time for out number 1.
Looks like Galaviz just got on top of that ball, creating that chop. That was a really quick heads-up play by Darien. We've seen a lot of comebackers here in this game already.
Yes.
And these pitchers are ready to field right after they throw that pitch.
It's going to bring us number 16, Christina Lopez for the Leopards. And yes, piggybacking on top of that, you know, pitchers not only have to pitch, they have to play defense as well. So I think Vasquez and Darien have done a really good job of that so far.
Lopez has a .097 batting average on the season with 2 RBIs.
And she's looking to make things happen right here. The 1-0 pitch. And that's going to be a nice inside corner pitch by Darien.
A little lower in the zone as well. Just a solid location.
And Lopez is going to take that one to Saperstein. Throw. That looks like that's a foul call. Tries to throw it on the run. Gets out of the glove of Wedmeyer.
Just after that, umpire just called it foul. It was like, all right. But it was a great follow through, great effort to try and finish that play.
Exactly.
You never want to just leave a play, especially if you mishear. You think you hear something if you're going crazy. But it's a great way to finish it.
No, exactly. When in doubt, finish the play. When in doubt, always run through. And Lopez is going to take that one to Sterling, but she grabs it, throws it on the run to Wedmeyer for out number 2.
Sterling just keeps her glove down. That ball was hit again, just got the top of the ball, but Sterling is able to keep her glove down, field that ball cleanly, take a couple extra steps and make that play.
Exactly. And sometimes it depends on the field that you're playing on. Like sometimes the hops can be a little crazy. So, you know, when you're going to someone else's home turf, you really have to adjust to those hops. And that's going to bring us number 14, Annika Luna in the batter's box for the Leopards today.
Luna has a .282 batting average and 7 RBIs on the season. With 2 outs, just trying to make something happen, try and put a runner on base.
It's bringing in the 1-0 pitch right here. But she gets hit in her left shoulder, but that grants her a free base over there at first.
And you take these opportunities when you can. You take the ball whenever you can.
You can see how it hits her just very swiftly, but nonetheless, it counts as a hit in the books.
And especially being already down 1-0 so early in this game, just getting a runner on base means a lot for this Leopards offense.
Exactly. And that's going to bring up the bottom of the Leopards lineup, number 24, Angelina Ratzlaff.
Ratzlaff has a .259 batting average and 11 RBIs on the season.
And Ratzlaff grounds that to Wedmeyer, who gets the backhand, tags her out at first. And that's going to be the end, the bottom of the second inning. Score is the Athenas leading with 1, Leopards trailing not too much behind with 0. And you're watching SkyX Softball on Flow Sports and LVTV3 Laverne Community Television.
Be right there. Wait. Use the shovel and bucket of water, remember? Drown, stir, drown, feel. Then make sure it's cool.
Where'd you learn that?
SmokeyBear.com. Brushed up on some tips before we left. Don't want to start a wildfire, right?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Coming in for the top of this third inning, Vasquez still in the circle for the Leopards. Lopez still behind the plate. And for the Athenas, bringing up number 31, Delaney Stevens, the top of the Athenas lineup.
Stevens led this game off with a walk, so Vasquez not trying to repeat history here, just trying to get her offense back out, bring this Laverne defense in, and see if they can eventually catch up. Still a lot of game left, though, of course.
Now batting number
Exactly.
31, Delaney Stevens.
First pitch of the inning here for Vasquez is going to be an outside strike. Very nice ball placement there. Vasquez takes that a little high. Good eye by Stevens. And Stevens with that .315 batting average, 20 runs and 4 RBIs on the season so far.
Now Vasquez probably just looking for that chase pitch, looking to solidify this out.
It's going to bring us to the 2-1 pitch. And Stevens is going to take that to the outfield, but Ratzlaff just misses it. Luna covers her.
Another awkward pitch here from the Athena, or awkward hit from the Athenas. We're seeing these balls just being hit right to nowhere, right in no man's land. And you know what? If it gets it done, if that's what's working, this is what's going to keep the scoring going for the Athenas.
Exactly. I think that's at least the 3rd or 4th hit that we've seen today, Layla. But nonetheless, Saperstein tries to place that bunt down. Just goes beyond the foul line on that first base side.
Whenever you miss a bunt like that, it's a little scary because you don't know. It's not that you don't know where it is. You just don't know how quick these corners can be in catching those. And especially as a base runner, it's very, very hesitant.
Exactly. And that pitch by Vasquez is going to bring us to a 1-1 count. Stevens over there at first. Rachel Saperstein in the box. And Saperstein's going to take that to Petretti, who gives it to Ratzlaff. But it's just off the bag of second, putting Stevens at second
And
and Saperstein at first.
it looks like that play was pretty given. Petretti was able to turn and had the timing down, just let go of that ball a little bit too late, making it a more difficult play.
And when I was looking at the stats for both of these squads in their season so far, and the history of them playing each other throughout these past couple of years, they've been neck to neck. So it really comes down to what team is going to make the least amount of errors today.
Exactly. I am a firm believer of softball being a game of errors, and capitalizing on those errors is what's going to win you games.
Exactly. That's going to bring in number 11, Alex Wedmeyer, with Stevens at first, Stevens at second, Saperstein at first, but Wedmeyer's going to take that up the middle. Petretti gets it, doesn't get her at first in time.
It's a great play, another comeback hit, but Vasquez is just going to miss that ball. However, creating a better opportunity for Petretti to turn 2 there.
Exactly.
Now we got runners on the corners for the Athenas. So maybe the Leopards have something up their sleeves for these first and third plays. Haven't seen it as of late. And I know it is the end of this regular season, but maybe they've conjured something up.
And Giselle Lai in the batter's box now for the Athenas.
And I guess not. The Leopards do not, as the runner advances to second, now putting runners in perfect scoring position for these Athenas.
Vasquez really trying to pinpoint that outside part of the plate. But of course, there's additional pressure when you have the leadoff batter, Stevens at third, Wedmeyer who advanced second. Because this is golden opportunity to score for the Athenas.
Absolutely, and we have the core of this Athenas lineup coming up. Lai has a batting average of .356, so another great person to see if you're a CMS teammate, part of the Athenas group.
Vasquez coming in with a 3-0 pitch for a nice strike there. Trying to even out that count on the board. Nice outside pitch by Vasquez. And one thing about Vasquez is, when she has a 3-0 count, when she's behind, she's really going to lock in and try, dig herself out of that hole. And she's done a good job of that so far today, because that brings us to a full count. But Lai's going to take that to left field. Gets past Knight just a little bit. She's going to bring that in to Petretti. But not until Lai gets all the way to second.
Really great ball placement there by Lai. Just able to hit it behind the runners, giving them quicker opportunity to score. And then we have the bobble by Knight, which just gives them even more time.
And so now we're seeing an even greater difference in score. Lai was able to bring in another runner. That puts up 2 runs so far for the Athenas.
And I sort of mentioned this before, this Athena's group is very solid looking at their stats on paper. It's really just what they do now in these crucial situations.
And when you have a high stakes game or series like this, since it is the end of the regular season, as much as possible you want to play on your A game. But Widmeyer's going to come home, scores safely on that pass ball. And that puts up 3 runs for the Athenas here at the bottom of this 3rd inning. You can go ahead and see that pass ball gets out of the glove of Lopez, but allows Widmeyer to score safely on that nice slide.
And as a catcher, you just have to feel for Lopez there. Maybe got ahead of herself a little bit. We kind of saw a couple plays ahead of that where her transfer was a little bit too quick for her hands. And luckily the ball didn't get past her, but she kind of just kept it on her chest guard. But this one just probably got it, just thinking a little bit too far in advance.
And hey, sometimes mistakes like that happen. But again, luckily we're catching, these plays at the beginning of the game. Because I'm sure that none of these teams want to experience something like this in the 5th, 6th, 7th inning.
Exactly, I completely agree. It is the top of the 3rd. So a lot of time to make up those runs. Only 3-0 here.
Robo. And after that timeout, it's going to bring in Robel for the Athenas, who takes that to the left field side.
It's a quick turn there by Robel. Already kind of sensing that speed from Vasquez. I mean, this is second at-bat of the game.
Exactly, and when you combine a fast pitcher with a power hitter, sometimes you don't even have to put in all the power as a hitter. Sometimes that speed is what's provided from the pitcher. And you can see Vasquez comes in with that exact same spot, that nice inside pitch.
Just continuing to attack the zone, especially after these 2 runs have come in. It's important to never let yourself get down.
But Rebel's going to take that up. Vasquez gets the backhand and throws it to Gutierrez at first. And the Leopards have settled in for out number 2.
And another comeback hit. Vasquez is able to field that cleaner, come back onto her foot, onto her leg, just make that play at first, holding that runner at 3rd, which is very important.
Nice outside pitch by Vasquez to 99, Megan Coe. Up here for her second time, her second appearance here in this game. And Coe gets that at the top part of her bat. Just catches that tail end It's going to bring her to a 1-1 count.
Ko looking to drive another run in for the Athenas, trying to jump ahead as early as possible.
And you have Lai at third. Ko in the box, that left-handed hitter. But Ko is going to take that all the way to Knight in left field, and she gets that easily for out number 3. You know, Layla in this top half of the 3rd inning. See, Lai brings in Stevens with a hit all the way to left field. That was a power hit, remember? And of course, we have Wedmeyer who scores on that pass ball. So of course, bringing the Athenas to 3 with the Leopards still holding in at 0. And you're watching SkyX Softball on Flow Sports and LVTV3.
We are taught you don't talk about your problems with nobody because you could get in trouble. And I've been through a lot. Anxiety, depression, sexual assault. When I decided to get help, my life changed. And the mental health box, that was one of the big tools. Accepting help means that we are allowing somebody to bless our life. It's freeing. We got stronger together. Love your mind.
And we're back for the bottom half of this 3rd inning. Again, Layla, we were talking about how, you know, the Athenas have done a good job of stringing all of these hits together and taking advantage of the errors that the Leopards have, you know, made so far this game. And everybody makes errors. But like I said, I feel like this win at the end of the day is going to come down to which team makes the least amount of errors.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Athenas have done a very great job at doing that already, especially so early in this game. Seeing a lot of progress for the Athenas, but now it's time for the Leopards to respond.
And here at the bottom of this 3rd inning, brings in number 32, Ali Colenso, to the batter's box.
Colenso, just a very, very aggressive player, very great for this Leopards lineup. Had her at bat today, her first at bat. Not as positive as you would like to have it as a leadoff hitter, but now she has her chance to respond to that, come back from it, and help the Leopards get on the board.
Exactly. And you can tell she's looking for that on-the-run hit with the speed that she possesses. And for Colenso, we have a 1-1 count. Showing that bunt before pulling back. And she takes that to, gets past Sterling at short, and Colenso's gonna round first, but she gets there safely.
We talked about playing on different fields and playing especially at an away field. Those bounces can be extremely deadly, especially since you have a lot of power coming off of the bat. That bounce was just way too strong and gets over the glove of Sterling.
Exactly. And sometimes you can't help those hops. You just have to read it as best as you can. But now for the Leopards, we're bringing up number 2, Kylie Knight, who makes her 2nd appearance at the box for the day.
Kylie Knight did have a hit in her last at-bat. So trying to make something happen here with their leadoff hitter going or being at first.
And Knight plays small ball, puts that bunt down, but it gets to first. But she does advance Colenso, who's now at 2nd.
And this top of Leopards lineup is very strong, and utilizing those small ball opportunities, moving runners over, being able to make things happen is very important.
And I think one thing to note is that, you know, when you play team sports, it's all about selflessness. And a Knight who was willing to put down that sack button in order to move Colenso just goes to show, you know, you're going to do everything you can to help out your team as a whole.
Absolutely.
Gutierrez takes that, but Lai gets it on the backhand, throws her out at first to Wedmeyer.
It's a great play by Lai. That one just hit another strong hit right into the dirt. Lai's able to slide and grab that, get up and turn, make that play. But now we have Colenso, who has speed, on third for the Leopards. bringing up their number 4 hitter, Aries Alonso, who had a big moment against Pomona Pitzer, walking off the game with a home run.
And of course, that builds up your confidence as a batter, as a player. So, you know, coming into this knowing that, yeah, I have the ability to do great things right now. And I think the Leopards are starting to catch on that as much as possible, they don't want to hit the ball nowhere near Lai, just because of how much range she has as a middle infielder.
I think these middle infielders, Sterling and Lai, are very strong athletes in their best positions to play the best they can. And we can tell they're already willing to sacrifice and get dirty for those plays. So even just hitting those small hits into that kind of awkward area between the outfield and the infield would be perfect in these situations, placing the ball smartly.
You have Ali Colenso at third, Aries Alonso in the box. And it looks like Durain just misses that strike zone. And that's going to bring us to a 2-1 count. And you can tell Colenso is over there at third, looking to go at any given chance. Alonso takes that up the middle past Durain, but Lai gets it and gets her out at first just in time. Again, Layla, talking about that range that Lai has. Nothing's getting past her.
And she fielded that ball like it was just a routine play that she makes constantly. I mean, we saw her make that same exact play on the hitter before. Just an outstanding consistency Lai has.
No, exactly. And those have been some great hits so far. But here at the end of this third inning, you know, the score is the Athenas still leading with 3, and the Leopards not too far behind with 0. And you're watching Skyac Softball on Flow Sports and LVTV3, Laverne Community Television.
From the steepest slopes to the highest stakes, we all come from somewhere. Every moment, big and small, between the early mornings and the late nights, balancing it all. Every moment has led to this. When we're united in protecting athletes, we protect the sport, the moments, the dream.
And we're back here. It's a beautiful Saturday morning, Layla, here at Campus West Softball Field. Vasquez is still in the circle. We have the same defensive lineup for the Leopards. But for the Athenas, we're bringing up number 23,
Leading off,
Imani
number
Ferris.
23, Imani Ferris.
Imani Ferris had 1 hit in her last at-bat, bringing in a run. It was an RBI hit.
It's going to be ball number 1 for Ferris. And you can see just by the release off of Vasquez's hand, you can tell she's trying to put a lot of that spin on, which goes back to the fact that a lot of these chippy hits have been happening.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I think that Vasquez is trying to stay confident. Well, not trying to stay confident. She wants to stay confident. It's just a little bit discouraging when you see that 0 on your team's, on the scoreboard for your team. But you know what? Vasquez is a very strong pitcher. She's reached about 54 pitches so far, and I think she still has a lot of good game to play.
Exactly. Exactly. And Ferris really just took that one to the left field side with so much power. That was a nice outside placement by Vasquez. That's going to bring us to a 1-2 count. Vasquez here with the 1-2. Nice off-speed pitch, and Ferris just chips that one to the right side.
Great way to use that off-speed, especially when Ferris has already had a few aggressive attempts to pull that ball.
No outs here. Top of the at the top of the fourth here at Campus West.
Looks like that one just missed the zone.
Here's a 2-2 pitch by Vasquez. Ferris takes that one to the right side. And you can tell she has a good barrel up on that pitch.
Oh yeah, definitely just missed that ball.
And it looks like it hits the shoulder of Ferris, giving her a free base as she makes her way to first. And Leela, that looks like that's gotta hurt.
You could hear that hit all the way up here. I mean, you never want to get hit on that elbow. Looked like it hit around the elbow area. And that's why these specific elbow guards have been made. I never used one. I always thought they got in the way. But it's super sensitive area to get hit.
Exactly. I always used an elbow guard growing up on the contrary. Morelli puts down that bunt, but pulls back.
Vasquez still staying aggressive in that inside corner.
And sometimes you gotta be, especially with, you know, the good hitters that this CMS lineup has. You have no choice but to make sure that, you know, you're being strategic with every single pitch that you got in your arsenal. But Morelli puts that ball down. Gutierrez gets that really quick to tag her out. And she advances Ferris to second.
It's a great heads-up play, eliminating that risk of the overthrow to first. And another risk of that runner advancing to third. But it does advance that runner to second, putting another scoring opportunity on the field for the Athenas.
And one thing about the Leopards is that they have a super strong and aggressive defense. If they see that ball is being put down, they're going to go for it. And that's going to bring in number 13, Danica Sterling, here for the Athenas.
Another strong hitter for the Athenas. I think this Athenas lineup is extremely strong looking at it throughout. And it's just what you do in these opportunities that kind of gives you that reputation.
Exactly. We have Imani Ferris over there at second. Sterling in the box. And again, you can see Ferris over there taking a nice big lead. And here's the 1-1 pitch from Vasquez. You can tell she's really trying to make Sterling chase right now.
And you talked about that lead. That is an aggressive lead, extremely aggressive. With only one out, too.
Vasquez trying to change up the speed and velocity over here. Doesn't quite get the call that she wants, and that's going to bring us to 3-1. And being a pitcher is all about adjustments. You have to adjust to the strike zone. You have to adjust to the umpire, to the batter. And Sterling gets a walk to her name for the day, gets to first. Now you have Imani Ferris at second. Danica Sterling at first. And that brings us back to the top of the CMS lineup with number 31, Delaney Stevens.
Stevens did have one walk and one hit on the day, trying to continue this trend of scoring runs for the Athenas with 2 runners on.
And ideally, as the Leopards defense, you never want to put your team in a position where there's bases loaded. So I know that Vasquez is really trying her best to work so that they don't get to that point.
Now, Leopards have a force at third, get that lead runner out, can turn that to 2, or can just go straight to 1.
And here comes the 2-0 pitch from Vasquez. The nice outside placement.
It's just the call Vasquez was looking for to get her out of this jam.
And Stevens takes that up, but it's caught by Petretti. Easy routine play over there for that middle infielder.
Best case scenario here for the Leopards.
Now batting number
That
8,
was
Rachel
just got under
Summersby.
that. Stevens just got under that ball, popping it up straight to Petretti. Now, Leopards have 2 outs, have an opportunity to get out of this jam.
2 outs on the board. Saperstein up to the plate, but she takes that, and it's caught by Ratzlaff.
Quick bang, bang play right off the bat of Saperstein. Ratzlaff is able to stay low and grab that line drive.
And that was an amazing backhand catch by Ratzlaff. And here at the end of the top of the 4th inning, CMS still leads with 3, Leopards behind with 0. And you're watching SkyX Softball on Flow Sports and LVTV3.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
We're coming here to the bottom of the 4th inning here at Campus West Softball Field. And Layla, the Leopards are coming into this half of the inning with some great momentum, especially with that nice backhand play by Ratzlaff a couple minutes ago. I mean, let's talk about that.
Yeah, it was very great heads-up play, really quick play. That it could have easily gone by Ratzlaff, especially with the velocity it was coming off of the bat. But Ratzlaff was able to just keep her cool, stay collected, and make the play.
Exactly, and I know Brooke Petretti, who's up to bat right now, is looking to support Ratzlaff and the rest of her team, especially with, you know, this good momentum that they have going for them right now. We're gonna have a quick timeout.
Not quite sure what's going on. Maybe something with the gate being closed, as we have some action in the bullpen for the Athenas.
Probably. Just want to make sure that everybody's safe before the play is made. And we still have Darien going strong in the circle for the Athenas. Looking to hold the Leopards down as much as she can. But Petretti showing that bunt. She pulls back, and she takes that to right field. And it's caught by Stevens. That's going to be out number 1.
And speaking of Darien being in the circle, her pitch count is significantly lower than Vasquez's with 36 pitches.
And as a pitcher, the more you have to work, the more mentally and physically exhausting it gets.
And it sort of explains why there is action in the bullpen for the Leopards. As I mentioned before, the Athenas looks like maybe some warming up happening in the bullpen.
Always got to have those extra arms ready. And that's going to be ball number 1 for Michaela Galaviz.
Galaviz is 0 for 1 on the day. Trying to start something with that momentum they gained with that play by Ratzlaff.
She takes that one to the right side. showing no hesitation in that batter's box either. And, you know, we both played softball growing up. You know, when you're in that batter's box, I was always told that your first response is always yes, because you can always fall back on the no.
Absolutely, even though my mom got mad at me for swinging on the first pitch, but...
Galaviz is waiting patiently. And when you have enough confidence as a batter to know what you want, you're gonna be more picky in that batter's box. And you're not gonna be so unsure of yourself because you know what you want and you know what you're capable of. Galaviz takes that one to short over there at Sterling, and she gets her out with Wedmeyer at first.
And it looked like Galaviz just missed that ball. It was a little softer hit. Could have been Sterling's or Saperstein's, but it was called off by Sterling. Was able to make that play at first.
Exactly. And she brings in Christina Lopez, number 16 for the Leopards, up to the plate.
Lopez is also 0 for 1 on the day.
Looking to get her first hit right here, right now. But she takes that up.
Now with 2 outs, it's kind of a do-or-die situation. Getting a little bit later into the game. Want to do anything it takes to get a runner on base for this Leopards
Exactly.
team.
But still sticking to the plan, not getting too ahead of themselves. And that looked like some nice ball placement by Darien, but just a little outside. That's going to bring us to a 1-1 count. The pitch by Darien goes a little high and outside as Lopez waits patiently for the pitch that she wants.
And you talked about Taylor being selective. Now Lopez has 2 balls. She has a little bit of time to choose which pitch she wants to go after.
2-1 pitch. And Lopez takes that to the right side, but just foul.
Now if that hit was fair, it would be in that awkward patch of grass where there's nobody and you need to hustle as an infielder or an outfielder to make that play. We've seen those a lot, especially in regards to the Athena's batting. So I think the Leopards kind of have to piggyback off of that and do whatever works for them, get those balls placed in that shallow area.
Exactly. Lopez again takes that to the right side, but she still stays alive in that batter's box with a 2-2 count. Now bringing us to 2-3. And Layla, one thing about Lopez is that she's an aggressive hitter here in this Leopards lineup.
Absolutely.
And she will do everything in her control to stay alive in that batter's box. I would consider this a productive at-bat.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Getting that pitch count up is extremely productive.
But Lopez, chips it up the middle to Darien, gets to Wedmeyer for out number 3.
You got to feel good as a pitcher there, getting those 3 outs, putting your team in a better position, especially going to the top of the 5th inning.
Exactly, and the Athenas have done a great job of just, making those routine plays, minimizing those errors. And here at the end of the 4th inning, the score is 3-0. The Athenas leading by 3. And you're watching SkyX Softball and Flow Sports and LVTV3, Laverne Community Television.
Look around. From the beginning, America was shaped by the wild. But today we're divided, except for our love of wildlife and wild places, they and we. call home. Out here, there's no left or right. There's only right and wrong. Join Defenders of Wildlife and stand for what's right. Because in our love for what we share, we are closer than you think. Learn more at defenders.org.
We're here at Campus West again for the top of the 5th inning for Game 2 of this weekend series between the Leopards and the Athenas. Vasquez is still in the circle. Lopez still working hard behind that plate. And the Leopards defense, I know, are doing their best to support Vasquez in the circle today.
Making those plays is extremely important, especially, like you said, supporting Vasquez. If she is able to get the batter to roll one up, then it's important we make those plays.
Wedemeyer comes up to the plate.
Wedemeyer is 0 for 2 on the day, looking for a first hit of the game to continue this Athena's run streak, excuse me.
And for her 3rd appearance of the day at the plate, she's already seen Vasquez 2 previous times.
You have to think Saperstein, the rest of the Athena's lineup is letting her know what to look for.
Exactly. And now that brings us to a 1-1 count here for Wedemeyer. And Wedemeyer takes that past Galaviz. It gets past Petretti. Gets into the hands of Knight as she brings that into Ratzlaff at second. But that makes Wedemeyer safe at first.
Just gets through that 5-6 hole, able to punch it through, get a runner on base at the core of this Athena's lineup. So great opportunity to continue the scoring.
Exactly. And now we're bringing up, ideally one of the defensive superstars of this CMS lineup, Giselle Lai.
I mean, we've seen it on display right in front of us.
And she's looking to put that bunt down, using her speed to her advantage. And here's the 0-1 pitch from Vasquez. Chips off of Lai's bat.
Lai just getting on top of the ball, able to trying to punch that right in front of her, make that spin a little awkward so that it stays, but she's just getting right on top of it.
0-2 pitch from Vasquez. Trying to get Lai to chase, but she doesn't fall for it.
Vasquez just still working in that circle with her pitch count reaching 76.
And with the 1-2 pitch, Lai takes that to the left side. And you can tell she just gets that at the end of her bat.
You can almost hear it off the bat too. Kind of sounds a little awkward, but nonetheless Lai's on it.
Yep. Again, especially with that high pressure situation, you have a 1-2 count. Anything close, you got to go for it.
It's a great chase pitch by Vasquez.
We have a 2-2 count for Lai. But she takes it anyway to Ratzlaff. And she fumbles it just a little bit, making Wedemeyer safe at first, and Wedemeyer safe at second, and Lai safe at first.
And you could just tell off the bat that ball was going to be a little bit awkward. It was hit a little bit awkward. The bounce was just, as you can see here, hit off the bat a little awkward. That bounce just ate Ratzlaff up. She bobbles in. Both runners are safe. So now this gives the Athenas another opportunity to score even more runs.
And that's going to bring in Robel to the batter's box for the Athenas with Woodmeyer at second, Lai at first.
Robel has one hit on the day, going 1 for 2.
And for the Leopards, we have runners on first and second, no outs. I think that they can sacrifice a little bit, just get the easy out. But Galaviz tries to throw that to Radslav, who covers first, but gets off the bag just a little bit.
It was like a little pose Radslav did. Was on top of the bag, able to reach for that ball, get that first out of the inning. However, now there are 2 runners in scoring position for the Athenas. Megan Coe is 0 for 1 for today.
Nice outside pitch by Vasquez, bringing us to an 0-1 count for Coe. Woodmeyer at third, Lai on second. Coe up to the plate. Just gets that one at the tip of her bat.
Now Vasquez is kind of reaching a little bit of a danger zone in her pitch count, 84 pitches.
She brings this one in for an 0-2 pitch, and it's a little low on the outside portion of the plate. Now, one thing about being a pitcher is that you control the pace of this game. So everything is on your timing, your control. But Coe takes that to Radslav, who just gets it in time to first for out number 2.
That one, Radslav is able to field it cleanly, check the runner at third, make the play at first, getting the second out of the inning, putting Vasquez in a little bit of a better spot, especially still with runners in scoring position.
Imani Ferris, number 23, coming up for her 3rd appearance of the day against Vasquez.
Ferris has 1 hit, 1 RBI today, and was hit by a pitch.
Here's the 1-0 pitch from Vasquez. As Ferris takes that off the glove of Gutierrez. Just misses that one, but runners are coming around. Lai scores, Wedmeyer scores. And this puts the Athenas in a good spot right now, Layla.
Very comfortable spot. I mean, obviously you never want to stay comfortable in this game, but 5-0 is a very solid lead. That one just gets away from Gutierrez, kind of sticks her glove out. And just the ball just tips her glove.
Pinch hitting for CMS, number 7, Hina Usoda.
We're having a pinch hitter for the Athenas here at this top of the 5th. It's a nice low inside pitch by Vasquez. And she's gonna take that one tonight in left field. Catches it nice and smoothly to bring the Leopards in, ready to explode offensively. And Layla, you know, so far during this game, we've seen a whole bunch of awkward hits. We've seen a mix of walks, but that really good hit from Ferris earlier to bring in 2 of their runners to put the Athenas in a nice, comfortable spot, leading 5-0. And you know what? I know the Leopards are coming in looking to explode offensively to, you know, make sure that they rack up those runs too. And you're watching ULV Softball on Flow Sports and LVTV3.
road laid out for me.
First night here, but Amy seems cool.
Leading down to the river. I am blind, but I need not see.
What do you think?
I know this road is there for me. If I'm really free, take me down to the river and walk.
We are back here at Campus West. Bottom of the 5th inning, the Athenas are leading 5-0. And pinch hitting for catcher Murda Morali, yes, was Usura Hina, but Morali was placed back in the catching position. Now Leopards are looking to put some runs on the board.
And we have number 14 up to the box, Annika Luna for the Leopards. Actually takes that one up, but it's caught by Sterling right in front of Saperstein for a nice routine play, out number 1.
Luna just gets under that ball.
Number 24, Angelina Retzlaff.
Popping it up, making it an easy first out for Darian, whose pitch count is 47, so a lot less than Vasquez's.
Exactly, and that's going to bring in Angelina Ratzlaff for the Leopards. That middle fielder, second baseman, who's gotten a lot of action so far in this game. And that's going to bring us to a 1-0 count. And here's the pitch from Darien. That outside ball placement, looking to get these Leopards batters to chase.
Ratzlaff is 0 for 1 on the day.
That nice fastball pitch from Darien brings us to 2-1. And Ratzlaff takes that hop up the middle, but it's gotten by Lai, thrown to Wedmeyer for an out number 2.
That ball was hit a little bit slower, a little less momentum behind the bat, creating a little bit of a quicker turnaround for Lai, but able to make the play.
And we've seen a lot of those up the middle hits, and you know, you can see Sterling and Lai, those middle infielders, working very quickly to get to that middle spot. And you can tell how they hone in their positions in that, 4 and 6 hole.
They absolutely play with confidence.
And Ali Colenso, top of the Leopards lineup, back in the box.
Colenso is 1 for 2 on the day with 1 hit, her last at bat.
Coming back in with a 2-0 count. Looking to show bunt, but pulls back and takes it to the left side.
Colenso has seen Darien twice now, kind of knows where those pitches are going to be, the velocity, knows that Darien has that change of speed, can use that tool whenever she can. So I wouldn't be surprised if Colenso stays aggressive this at-bat.
And one thing about Colenso is that she's also a good spray hitter. She can place the ball anywhere. As you can see, Colenso takes it again that way, that opposite field way. And in this leadoff spot in the Leopards lineup, sometimes it's not all about power. It's just making sure that you get on base somehow, some way.
And we saw that with Colenso's last at-bat. She was able to get on base, bringing up the 2, 3, and 4 hitters, giving the Leopards a better opportunity in scoring.
Colenso takes that one to Saperstein, who gets that on the run back for out number 3.
Quick inning for Darien and her Athenas.
For sure. Darien in that circle has had a lot of defensive support. As you can tell, Layla, what was her pitch count?
It was very low compared to Vasquez, I believe, around 52.
And here, at the end of this 5th inning, the CMS Athenas still lead by 5, Leopards at 0. And you're watching SkyX Softball on Flow Sports and LVTV3 Laverne Community Television.
We said we'd never break the 3-second rule. Never do that. And never become a minivan mom.
Hey, Chris.
As parents, we say never a lot, but never happens. So when you say you'd never leave your child in a hot car, know it can happen. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock.
And we're coming back here at the top of the 6th inning. And Layla, this game has gone by pretty fast. You know, next thing you know, I look up at the board and we're already nearing the end of this game.
It almost felt like we were just saying, you know what, there's a lot of game left. But now, coming down to the wire here. As Alyssa Tafoya is going to come in for the Leopards in the circle. We mentioned that Vasquez's pitch count was getting extremely high, in the danger zone, if you will. So now Tafoya is looking to shut down this Athena's offense.
Yeah, and Tafoya, even though she's a freshman, she's had a lot of experience in that pitching circle. She's won SkyX Pitcher of the Week back in February for her amazing pitching performance against George Fox that we got to commentate together, Layla, so that was pretty cool to see. She has a 5.56 ERA and 2 wins under her belt on the season so far.
Obviously, this is going to be a little bit of a bigger deficit for the Leopards to try and come back. But nonetheless, game is not over until that last pitch is thrown.
Exactly. We have number 13, Danica Sterling, the bottom of the CMS lineup, back up to the plate.
Sterling is 0 for 1 on the day, reaching base with a walk.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Tafoya really trying to secure that inside spot.
Coming into a game, especially a little later, it's always a little bit more difficult to kind of establish yourself in the circle. And I think Tafoya is just going to do her best to do exactly that.
And just like Vasquez, you can see how she's working on those chase pitches for these Athena's batters. And that right there is going to bring us to 2-1. And Sterling takes it high up to the right. Gets it on the very tip of her bat.
And you can kind of see the pattern with this Athena's lineup, just trying to battle as much as they can to get their timing right. We see barrels going out for that pull back to get their timing as well.
Because having to adjust to a new pitcher so suddenly isn't always the easiest thing to do. But nonetheless, Sterling takes that up the middle, past Tafoya, but Colenso gets it safely to bring it in, and that keeps Sterling over there at first.
Just a strong hit, able to get it to that area where no player is there. So this has been the story of the Athenas this game, able to place those balls exactly where they need them to be to get them on base.
And with Sterling's consistent hitting so far this game, that's able to bring back up the top of the Athena's lineup with Stevens, who's been able to get on bag pretty consistently as well. And again, talking about stringing those hits together.
Stevens has had 2 at-bats and is 1 for 2 on the day, reaching base on a walk. So looking to bring that run in for an even bigger lead, giving the Athenas more insurance.
Nice strike pitch by Tafoya. And you can see over there at first, Sterling is taking an aggressive lead. It's the 1-1 pitch. Gets behind Stevens. And now this is an ideal count for a pitcher, for Tafoya right now, 1-2, because now it forces you as a batter to be very open with your strike zone. But nonetheless, Steven takes that to Ratzlaff, who gets her out at first.
A little bit of a closer play there. Ratzlaff just decides to get that easy out at first instead of turning it.
Number 8, Rachel Saperstein.
And you know, we've seen those plays. Ratzlaff has seen those plays before, you know, really just trying her best not to let the runner get in the way of her eyesight. So going for that easy out at first was a smart move, but that keeps Sterling at second.
Yep, puts runner in scoring position for Saperstein, who is 0 for 3 on the day. Just trying to make something happen with the top of the lineup coming up. And of course, we have Wedmeyer on deck.
It's the 1-0 pitch by Tafoya. A nice lower pitch on the outside corner. Saperstein staying nice and patient in that batter's box, looking for something that she wants.
Great spot there for Tafoya. Good miss.
Because if Tafoya's going to miss, it's not going to be by too much. 2-1 pitch. And Saperstein takes that up the middle, gets to Petretti, and throws her out at first just in time.
And another one of those awkward hit balls. You can kind of hear it. It wasn't exactly on the barrel, which made it a little easier for Petretti, a little
11,
bit more difficult for her to turn that, especially since it was a softer hit, but able to make the play.
I really think that's the offensive story of today, Layla. You know, not necessarily hitting with power, but just being able to consistently string in those little hits together and at the right time.
Exactly. And now Athenas have runner at third. Give them an even greater chance at scoring. See if they can, with 2 outs, they can bring that run in.
And what better person to bring up than Alex Wedmeyer, one of the top hitters for this Athena squad. She's going to take that to Ratzlaff at second as she moves back. And that keeps Sterling at third.
Very productive outing for Tafoya, especially since she had just come in. Limiting the scoring is very important, and Tafoya comes in to do just that.
Exactly. And here at the top, moving in to the bottom of the 6th, the score is still 5-0. Athena's leading with 5, and you're watching SkyX Softball on Flow Sports and LVTV3.
Being a cowboy, well, I don't know anything different. I had a very successful career. Life was fast. I was preparing physically. I wasn't doing anything mentally. And then I got hurt. I dug into mental health. I wanted to be better as a person. I start my day with a workout. I live life 8 seconds at a time. Find a place to stop and just breathe. Love your mind.
Layla, we were talking about this earlier. It's a beautiful day here at Campus West Softball Field. We're right here at the bottom of the 6th inning. Not too much gameplay left. The Leopards have limited opportunities now to make something happen and to put their squad in a good place.
Coming back from a 5-0 deficit with only 2 innings left, you know, it's very difficult, but it can be done. We've seen this Leopards offense be scrappy, especially when they need to get it in gear, and I think that these 2 opportunities have to be used wisely.
I definitely agree with you. That's going to bring up number 2, Kylie Knight for the Leopards. She takes a nice, good hack at that pitch from Darrianne. Just misses it for strike number 1.
Knight is 1 for 1 today with a hit and a sacrifice.
And Knight takes that one up to right field, and it's caught by Stevens for out number 1.
Nice easy out
Now
for
batting,
Darrian, who has
number
been
11,
in this entire game for the
Allison
Athenas.
Gutierrez.
Pitch count being 59. She's able to close this game out. That'd be incredible for her, and I applaud that.
And ideally for a pitcher, you want to be able to close a game out without, too much strain on your arm from pitching so much.
And we're kind of taking a look at the Athenas pitching lineup. It's a little shallow. So being able to come in, especially after facing this team yesterday, is very, very impressive.
Number 11, Allison Gutierrez, up to the plate.
Gutierrez is 0 for 2 on the day, looking to get her first hit.
Darrianne settles in that nice low outside corner. And we've seen that pitch from her multiple times throughout the game so far. Gutierrez tries to take that pitch to the right side.
Gutierrez is able to just stay in the rhythm, kind of gaining that timing, even though this is her 3rd at-bat of the game. Just trying to ring one up, get on base for the Leopards.
Really getting her timing by showing out over there. But she takes it to Webmeyer at first. Easy tag at the bag for out number 1. Sorry, my mistake, out
Now
number 2.
batting, number 19, Aries Alonso.
Now bringing up Aries Alonso, number 4 batter for the Leopards. She is 0 for 2 on the day, trying to get her first hit, trying to get a runner on base for this Leopards offense.
Darrianne trying to get Alonso to chase with that outside corner pitch. We've seen how she's caught a lot of the Leopards hitters on that chasing pitch too.
Absolutely, and those awkward hits are product of those river pitches, those pitches that are just missing the strike zone.
Alonso just takes that one foul to bring her to a 1-1 count. Alonso still letting that outside corner go. And here's the 2-1 pitch from Darrianne. And Alonso's still staying alive in that batter's box.
A little earlier we talked about having those productive at-bats, getting that pitch count up. And even though it's a little bit later on in the game, it's still important to continue to battle, continue to have productive at-bats, because you still got a whole lineup behind you.
Now we have those 2s on the board. Looks like it was just off that outside part of the plate.
And a good hold up by Alonso. Kind of saw she kind of wanted that one, but was able to hold back.
And that brings us to a full count. Pitch by Darrianne. Just misses the strike zone for Alonso to make her way to first on a walk.
And if I'm not mistaken, this is Darian's first walk of the game.
I think you're correct, Layla. And so for her to experience this so late on in the game, it's good for her. I mean, she's been very consistent in that circle, keeping a level head. And that ball didn't miss by too much either.
Yeah, I mean, this strike zone can vary, especially throughout the game, and I think that Darian is doing a great job staying consistent.
Your attention, pinch running for the Leopards, number 3, Natalie Serrano.
And now Natalie Serrano is going to be pinch running, trying to get some speed on the bags with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th.
And that brings up Brooke Petretti, number 26 for the Leopards in the batter's box with Natalie Serrano at first.
Petretti is 0 for 2 on the day. Now with a runner on base, just trying to chip away at that score deficit, get more runs on the board for the Leopards.
And sometimes you can't pay attention to the score that's on the board, because if you keep that in the back of your head, that's additional pressure that you're putting on yourself. But Petretti gets that one up again. Foul hit by Petretti on the right side. Looks like Stevens tried to go for that one.
It was a great running effort, able to lay out for that one, just misses it.
And for Petretti, I know that the one thing she's thinking in her mind is to move Serrano, to put her team in a good spot for an opportunity to score. And she reaches that one out on the 0-2 pitch to Wedmeyer, but she gets her out at first for out number 3.
You know, this Leopards offense has struggled today. However, doesn't take away the fact that Darian is still in that circle and is still doing her best to give her offense the opportunity to score more runs.
Exactly. She's really holding down that, that Leopards offense out on the field. And here at the end of the 6th inning, we're almost nearing the end. The Athenas still lead by 5, with the Leopards still holding it at 0. And you're watching SkyX Softball and Flow Sports and LVTV3, Laverne Community Television.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? My. Oh.
We're coming back here to the top of the 7th inning here at Campus West. Alyssa Tafoya still trying her best to hold it down for the Leopards in that circle now that they're on defense. One of the last opportunities, the last opportunity to hold down the Athenas as much as they can here.
And the Athenas lineup has just been on fire. I think that this team has done a very great job at being productive, capitalizing on errors, and just all around continuing to pressure that pitching circle and put pressure on the defense.
And now that brings up Giselle Lai, that superstar second baseman for the Athenas.
Lai is 1 for 3 on the day, 1 hit, 1 RBI.
And here comes Tafoya with the 1-0 pitch. Sticking to that outside corner, trying to get Lai to chase. Nice outside pitch by Tafoya. Brings us to 2-1.
Tafoya just able to get that outside corner. That pitch in a similar area just misses.
Not missing by too much. And for Lai, she knows that she has the ability to stay comfortable with this 3-1 count, really being picky and selective in that batter's box. Swings for that one, it goes foul on the left side. And still an opportunity to do something here.
Yep, able to come back in the batter's box with a little bit of a better feeling with timing.
And here comes the full count pitch from Tafoya. As Lai takes that to Gutierrez, but snags it immediately. Beautiful catch over there by the first baseman.
Solid contact, solid play. Gutierrez just able to sit and keep that ball right in front of her, grabbing that line drive. Makes an easy out, takes a little bit of pressure off of Tafoya.
Beautiful hit over there by Lai. Beautiful catch over there at the bag by Gutierrez. And that brings us number 9, Gabby Robel.
Robel is 1 for 2 on the day with 1 hit and 1 sack.
It's the 1-0 pitch from Tafoya. Really sticking to that side of the plate. Trying to hone in that right spot. Comfortable spot in the strike zone. Here it is, 1-0.
I think that pitch might have got her a little bit.
It looks like there's some miscommunication there between the coach and the umpire. Robel says she got hit. Umpire doesn't seem to think so.
As a player, you're always taught to kind of make that call for the umpire.
You can see it in slow motion.
Really slow motion.
See Robel is getting ready. She winds up, but hesitates a little bit and pulls back. It looks like, if anything, it just misses her elbow guard.
Well, she is walked either way.
Now
Makes her way to
batting
first
number 99,
base.
Megan Coe.
To bring up number 99, Megan Coe, here for the Athena's lineup.
Coe is 0 for 2 on the day. Looking to get her first hit and move that runner over.
Coe takes that behind her. Chipping away at that pitch from Tafoya to start off with a 0-1 count.
Tafoya just trying to get her Leopards back into the dugout, bringing that offense back.
And she takes that up, but Petretti calls for it. Easy routine play for out number 2.
That one, Coe just gets a little bit under the ball, able to pop that up, make another easy out for out number 2.
Now batting number 23, Imani Ferris.
To bring up number 23 for the Athenas, Imani Ferris. And we've seen she's had a couple breakthrough hits so far during this game.
Ferris is 2 for 2 with 3 RBIs and 2 hits on the day. So a great outing for her during this game.
That nice inside pitch by Tafoya. Really bringing in that velocity.
After that little miscommunication with the question of was Robel hit by a pitch? Still attacking that inside corner, which is very, very important to have that confidence.
But Ferris takes that one to left field, drops right in front of Knight. To bring that into Ratzlaff.
And Ferris continues her hitting streak for this game.
Exactly. That ball had some good pop on it too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it was, again, perfectly placed, moving over that runner. And it looks like coach is gonna call in his runners, talk strategy.
And not only does this give the CMS Athena's offense time to strategize, but it also gives the Leopards defense some time to recuperate, to reset a little bit.
Definitely reset, definitely a little break from this intense moment, these intense moments, especially with their deficit. However, game's not over till it's over.
We have Robel over there at second. Ferris just had a great hit over there at first. And Morelli up to the plate.
Morelli is 0 for 1, being subbed out her last at bat.
Nice outside starting pitch by Tafoya, giving us an 0-1 count. And it looks like Tafoya throws off Morelli with that off-speed pitch. And Morelli was able to just get that at the very, very tip of her bat. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Tafoya. Just in the dirt, and it's blocked by Lopez. Really doing a good job of holding it down back there.
Especially after that pass ball. It could get on your nerves. You could just take that and your mental state can go down, but Lopez has done a great job at coming back from that mistake.
The 1-2 pitch from Tafoya. Morelli tries to get that, but it's a little high. Again, brings us to a 1-2 count. Robel at second, Ferris at first, Morelli up to the plate. 2 outs here at the top of the 7th inning. And Tafoya gets Morelli swinging for out number 3.
Extremely important out for the Leopards there. Tafoya is able to put herself in that circle and work it until she gets those 3 outs. Really great way to end up that inning.
Definitely doing a good job of keeping her presence there, keeping her defense grounded. And here at the middle of the 7th inning, the score is still the same, 5-0. But you know what, Layla? Things could change, and who knows? You're watching ULV Softball on Flow Sports and LVTV3.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
We're We're coming back here for the bottom of the 7th inning here at Campus West. Darien still going strong in the circle for the Athenas, with the Leopards coming up with their only opportunity left to make things happen, to explode, to have a breakthrough moment, Layla.
You know, the Leopards really have to get it in gear at the bottom of the 7th inning. It's really their last chance to play a little bit of catch up and figure out a plan to come back. Looks like we
Pitching for the
have
Leopards, number
a
22,
few subs here.
Janelle Vega.
Bringing in number 22 for the Leopards to pinch hit Janelle Vega.
Vega has a batting average of .246 and 13 RBIs on the season.
And you know, she's put in this situation right now. Pressure may be a little high, but she's just trying to do her best to execute for her team.
Especially just coming into a game with a very established pitcher. It could be a little bit difficult, but I'm sure she's heard the chatter from her teammates talking about pitch selection and what they see off Darien's hand.
And here's the 1-1 pitch for Vega. Vega takes that up just to Stevens for out number 1.
Nice easy play for Stevens to make out there.
And of all, Stevens has gotten a lot of actions out there in that right field 9 spot.
5, Bryce Schroyer.
And now another pinch hitter for the Leopards, Bryce Schroyer.
Schroyer has a batting average of .245, 1 home run, and 10 RBIs on the season. So just trying to get things going for the Leopards, being a sub hitter.
And Layla, one thing I remember last time we were commentating together, when they played George Fox, Schroyer was the one to walk it off.
Oh yeah, that's right. Hopefully Schroyer can get a body on for the Leopards.
And hopefully we'll see history repeat itself. You know, maybe not a walk-off, but just putting her team in a good place to keep the ball rolling. Oh, 2 pitch. But Schroyer takes that up. A nice hack, but she just gets that at the tip of her bat. But Schroyer's one of those hitters that brings in a lot of power for the Leopards lineup.
Absolutely. I think Schroyer has been given a lot of opportunities. She's been able to capitalize on those opportunities she's been given.
0-2 right here. And Darien gets Schroyer swinging for out number 2. And that was a nice chaser pitch, too.
Oh, yeah.
Right off of that outside corner.
Pitching for the Leopards,
Absolutely.
number 17, Kailea Lalogo.
And I believe that is Darien's first strikeout of the game.
Bringing up another pinch hitter for the Leopards, number 17, Lalogo. And you know, when you have your back against the wall, 2 outs, bottom of the 7th inning, it can be a little daunting to be put in the game in that sort of situation, Layla.
Absolutely. Lalogo, she has a .297 batting average with 9 RBIs. Looks like 9 RBIs. So just getting on base would be huge for the Leopards here.
And now we move to a 1-1 count for Lalogo. Here's the pitch from Darien. And you can tell Lalogo wants those pitches, but she's doing her best to stay grounded, looking for something that she knows she can drive.
Absolutely. Being selective in these situations are very important, especially reaching a pitcher's count.
Backs are against the wall for these Leopards. 1-2 count. Pitch comes right here, and it's a little high. Good eye by Lalogo. And we have 2s on the board, 2 outs, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the logo puts her bat out there, keeps herself alive.
Just continuing to battle as Darian is reaching her 80th pitch of the game.
It didn't look like Lologo wanted that one either. She stuck her bat out to keep herself alive, to give herself another chance. And she takes that one to the right side.
And now you could tell Lologo's just on it now. Just waiting for that pitch to drive.
And here's the 2-2 pitch from Darien. But Lologo takes it to Wedmeyer. Easily steps on first, and that brings us to the end of the first game of the day.
This was a very, very strong game for the Athenas. They were able to capitalize early and continue to just bring in runs, continue their momentum, and never letting Laverne or the Leopards kind of get those opportunities the same as they had.
Exactly. You could tell both of these teams were dialed in, but you can really tell that today, this first game wasn't about power. It was about consistency. It was about stringing those hits together. And ultimately, at the end of the day, the Athenas took advantage of some of the errors that the Leopards defense made. And remember, going back to that topic we were discussing earlier, whatever team makes the least amount of errors, especially in a high-stakes game like this, those things are going to count. Those things are very vital. But, now that we're looking at this from a bigger picture, the series is tied. The Leopards came home with a win yesterday. Now the Athenas have 1 win under their belt for this series. So now it really comes down to this next game.
And I think this next game, the Leopards are going to be able to make those adjustments that they have to and come back stronger. We saw that their last game was closer. It was 3-2. And so now hopefully the Leopards can come back, kind of make those adjustments.
Exactly. I'm really excited to see, what both of these teams have to put up. It looks like we'll be seeing some new arms in the pitching circle as well. So while everything is being set up, hopefully you don't go anywhere. My name is Taylor Fukunaga.
I am Layla Elsabah.
And don't go anywhere. We'll be back for game number 2.